Hello and good morning. So just doing a bit of a test stream this morning. I want to start streaming from home again and eventually start to go through my photos. So if there's anyone in the chat, just let me know. Let me know what the audio's like. Let me know if everything seems to be running okay. Just by looking at it, we might already have some audio sync issues. But that's why I'm here. I'm here just to sort of see what's happening. And just check everything before I do an official live stream. So yeah, this is just a bit of a test. I'm going to quickly go through some of my photos from last night's live stream. So I'll go through some of the astro photos that I did because I'm not very happy with them, to tell the truth. So I might go back tonight. So g'day Kerry, how are you? I can hear you. Good, thank you. Hello and good morning. How are you? Yeah, this is just a bit of a test. I'm just going to basically check all my audio levels, check that the camera's working okay, check that the mic is synced up, and make sure we don't drop out. Because I think, look, I need a new PC. We're getting to that stage where everything I've got is old and it's running slow. So yeah, hopefully the audio and the video sort of hold together. That was my issue last time. Once I had the video running and everything else, yeah, I just want to check to see how it all looks. So welcome. Yeah, it's not going to be a long stream. It's just going to be a fairly quick one. Unless we get lots of people in here, then we might do some stuff. But yeah, I want to go through the photos that I took last night because, yeah, look, I'm not 100% happy with them. Like, they're okay, but as far as like entering this Pano award goes, yeah, this won't be getting entered. Put it this way, these photos won't be getting entered. So video is good too. Oh, good. All right, good. That's sort of, yeah, that was my main issue because I know with my streaming software, once I connect a video camera, and I just use my phone. I use my phone as my webcam. So the phone's connected up to the PC. Yeah, so good morning. Now, what we're going to do for starters, look, how many photos did I took? I took 55. There's about 50 photos from last night. Most of them are panos. I took a couple of single shots just as tests. So as you'll see, I've already stitched my panos together. So And I basically haven't done anything. I've just applied my Astro preset. That is all I've done. So there's the raw file and there's my Astro preset. So just change the white balance a little bit. Lifted my whites, taken down the highlights. That's pretty much all I've done at this stage. And that's all I do for starters, just to give me an idea of what the image looks like before I waste my time editing it. And just from like what I can see at the moment, now I know last night I mentioned that I didn't really care about my foreground, but now I do. Now I do care about my foreground, because I took this shot earlier with the light on and I kind of like it. I kind of like that we can actually see foreground. Now there's a stick or a bottle or there's something in the shot which I didn't see because it was pitch black out there. I didn't even see this little puddle, so luckily I didn't trip over. So I've learned a lot from last night's live stream. Number one, that live streaming at night time with nothing on the camera wasn't very happy. And number two is, like my plan was just to have the ground pretty much black. I was hoping there was going to be a bit more water in amongst all the sand to give me some nice reflections. But again, I think I might go back out tonight. I'm not 100% sure yet whether I'll go back out tonight. But I will do things differently. Okay, now if I'm going to be entering a photo into the awards, which is what the plan is. So anyone new to the stream, I'm running a little bit of a challenge for myself. And that is that I'm going to enter the Epson Pano Awards next year. And I put two restrictions on myself. Restriction number one is I have to capture it in a live stream. So I'm only going to enter images that I capture in a live stream. And restriction number two is it has to be in Hervey Bay, because I want to show off Hervey Bay. Let's see if we can get an award-winning image in our own backyard without traveling to some exotic location. So that's the plan, is to try and get some award-winning images here in Hervey Bay and capture them on a live stream. So yeah, look, I do want to submit an astro photo. I do want to submit a Milky Way photo. But yeah, the more I look at it, I probably do need to get a dedicated astro lens. I'm just using my 17-40 at f4, ISO 6400 at 15 seconds, which look, isn't an issue as far as the sky goes. Like the Milky Way itself is fine. And you know, this is unedited. I haven't done anything to it yet. So there's lots we can do to that sky. The tree looks fine. Okay, I did a bit of light painting on the tree. So tree looks good. G'day Pam, how are ya? Good morning and welcome. Welcome to a test stream. It is just a test stream. I'm just testing that the mics and everything. I haven't streamed from home for a long time. So yeah, just testing that everything's working and just quickly going through last night's photos. I'll try and look at the camera and not at my computer screen. Okay, pro streamer here. I'm not good at talking to cameras. But yes, hello, welcome. G'day Linda, how are you? Oh, we've got a few people in here, good. I'm not talking to myself, which was going to be my fear at this time of morning, sitting in here talking to myself. So hello, welcome, good morning. Yeah, just talking about my photos from last night. Look, I'm happy with them, but I'm not. I'm happy with them as in they look nice, but I'm not happy with them as in they're not award-winning images. Okay, they're just not. There's lots I can see wrong with them. I'm sort of, but you know, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do in these live streams, is we're going to go through the images, and I'm going to do a proper stream. This, like I said, this is a test. What I'm going to do, I'll give you a quick sneak peek. I have a few, all of the live streams that I've done, I've got all the images. I'm going to put them into their own folder, and we're going to go through all of them, and I'm going to let people pick which ones that, you know, we should submit. I'm happy for you to test run my gear. Oh, that would be good, but I want to do it on my own gear. I'd love to use, yeah. Kerry's got the Viltrox. Is it a 1.4, 16mm 1.4? Kerry's got one. Leslie's got one. And I must say, I'm very impressed with that lens. It's nice. So I think when I do upgrade, I will get a dedicated Astro lens. Okay, you know, you can get away with any lens, and I'll make a video about it eventually. You can get away with any lens for Astro. But, you know, if we're going to be trying to get an award-winning image, we need to do it properly. That's the way I see it. We need to do it properly. Like, you know, f4, ISO 6400, the images are fine. They're fine for social media. They're fine to print. You know, like I said, I'm not a gear person. I've said that many times in the past. I'm not a gear person. F4, Astro, like these are unedited too. Like literally, I've just brought down my highlights and lifted my white. So there's pretty much the unedited photo with just the white balance adjusted. Okay, so look, but in saying that, yeah, as far as it comes to award-winning images, we want to try and get the best quality we possibly can, which, you know, it might involve getting a dedicated Astro lens just for the Astro shots. But, you know, that's something we'll work on. I'll have to have a look at when we submit the photos for the Pano Awards. I have a feeling the cutoff is June or July next year, which we're not going to get this shot because it doesn't happen that early in the year. We might be able to get, we'll see. We'll have to see. I wouldn't mind getting one with the yachts as well. I think looking out towards Fraser Island or Gari, you know, we're not going to get any light. We're not going to have any light pollution at all looking out that way. Having the yachts in the foreground could make for a nice shot. But I want to keep it, because I think with the Pano Awards, we'll go through it. We'll go through it in another stream. I'm going to go through all the rules. We're going to look at all the past winners. If you want to have a sneak peek, jump on the Epson Pano Awards. All the photos are there from the past few years. And yeah, look, honestly, if I make the top 100, I think I'll be pretty happy. I think once we go through the photos and see the sort of photos that are making the top 100 in the Pano Awards, yeah, it's not going to be easy. It's not going. There's some really, really nice images on there. But there's a common theme, which we will discuss. There is a very common theme with those Pano Awards, which I'm not going to get. I'm not going to get in Hervey Bay. But, you know, it's a good challenge. It's a good challenge. Let's see what we can do. And like I said, I have got a few other... I've kept everything from my live streams. I'm going to keep them and I'm going to put them in their own little collection. But just to give you a quick sneak peek, this was from the very first live stream. Okay, so that was one of the first shots. Believe it or not, and it's not just because I'm in it, but this is actually my favourite shot. That's actually my favourite shot from the night. Like, I've got the moon in there. I'm staring at the moon, but just the lighting, the reflections. I have got, here's a Pano. So that's one without me in it, which is essentially the exact same shot, but I don't have the moon in it, which is really disappointing. Do I have another shot? We will go through them eventually, so bear with me. Yeah, see, the moon's not in that shot either. I think because as it got later in the night, the moon started to come down, so it was only the very last couple of shots where I've actually got the moon in them. The earlier shots, I don't... Oh, no, look, there's one with the moon. Okay, yeah, don't panic. Don't panic. Stay calm. But, yeah, we might... And what I'm going to do, part of the Pano Awards, is it's a minimum of 2x1. And you can crop your images. They don't have to be a stitched pano. They don't have to be a stitched pano. They just need to be in panorama format. So, you know, that's a potential... You know, this was from the first night. This was our first attempt at this award. Yeah. So anyway, we'll save that for another stream. Let's get back to last night's Milky Way. I'll try not to go off topic. I do that. I go off topic quite a bit. Let's talk about last night. Yeah, look, it's... that was the first shot when the cloud started to just cruise through. Let's go to the last shot, because I think the last stitch was probably one of my better ones, because that was when the Milky Way was a bit lower in the sky. This one I've already cropped. And another thing I've already said, I'm not going to remove things from my shot. And I noticed that even in this shot, let's see how the stream holds up when I do this. We've got a plane or I think that's a plane when you get the dots like that. Okay, now this is where, bear with me. This, yeah, like I said, this is a test stream. I want to see if everything works okay, because I know as soon as this one, I've actually applied the denoise. I've applied the AI denoise, and I swear to AI, I don't like it. I wish there was a way I could just turn it off completely, because whenever I use AI, everything just runs slow. If I was to click that AI button now and process it, I can guarantee you the stream would probably crash. So don't get me started on AI. I just applied it to that image just to see what it would do as far as my foreground went. And yeah, that's one thing I've noticed. I did mention on the night I wasn't too concerned with my foreground. I just wanted to get that tree above the horizon. But now, yeah, I think I need some detail in the foreground. I think it's just too dark. We need something there. And like I said, when we look at this earlier image where I've actually light painted the sand, it looks okay. Now, color balance we're going to have to deal with depending on what torch I used. I used the light that I've got here. It's just a little portable light. It's pink and it's orange and I don't like it. It's put a little bit of an orange tone in the tree as well. So I'll have to get a cool white light, which I can adjust this one to change. But yeah, this is sort of, you know, now that I've seen my images from last night, we're going to do things differently. Okay, now, like I said, there's lots of things. Now that I look at it more closely, I don't like all this light pollution. We've got those the towers in the background. The locals will know those two red towers. They look horrible. If I just sort of dumb that down, you're going to see them. I'm not cloning things out. I'm a big believer, if it's in the shot, it's in the shot. You know, there's nothing worse. And I've seen it plenty of times on social media where you'll see a shot and you'll think, oh, cool, I'm going to go and get that shot. You go there and there's power lines and there's red lights and the Milky Way isn't facing the way in the picture. That's a good one. Yeah, you'll see a picture of you'll see a picture and you'll see the Milky Way facing a certain way and it's not there. It's because someone's adjusted it. That's something I'm not going to do. I'm not going to remove things or replace the sky or move it. It's going to be caught as it is. I may end up doing multiple exposures. G'day, Kath, how are you? Good morning, live stream, hello. While you're working, I'm sort of working, I guess. I guess you could call this working, but yeah. Hello, thank you for popping in. It's going to be a short stream. I will probably wind it up soon, unless we get 1,000 people in here watching, and it's not going to happen, but yeah, I'm testing it. So once this is finished, I'm just going to sit back, review what's going on, make sure everything sounds good, and we'll do this properly. We're going to go through all my image, because this is for you guys as well. This isn't, you know, part of the reason I'm doing this is to show everyone how hard it's going to be. I'm going to spend a whole year. Well, when I say a whole year, we might do, how many? Look, 52 weeks in a year. We'll probably do something like 40 live streams throughout the year. We'll probably do about 40 live streams. Can I capture an award-winning image in 40 tries? Now, I can almost guarantee you that the people that do win and the people that will win will spend a lot of time out in the field trying to get the image they want. So yeah, this is a bit of a challenge for us. Okay, it's something different, and that's what I want to do on this channel. I want to do things different. I don't want to do what everyone else is doing. So yeah, join the journey. Let's do it. Let's try and get an award-winning image here in Hervey Bay. And yeah, this isn't it. This isn't the image, I don't think. I'm going to try again. I might try tonight. We're expecting cloud all week. I was just looking out the window then, if you're wondering. We are expecting cloud all week, so tonight might be okay. So again, I'll keep an eye on it. I'm not going to invite anyone out tonight because I really want to concentrate on getting this image rather than having too many lights and things going on. So I will do some more astro sessions very soon. We've still all week. All week is looking okay, depending on what this cloud does. But yeah, I want to get this shot before the season's over, because once the Astro season's over, I'm not going to get this shot again. And the other thing, tonight is the last time that the tide's going to be low enough to get out there. And that's another big thing. Like this spot here, it has to be a low tide. That's all there is to it. And tonight, even tonight's going to be pushing it. Okay, I've got a window of no more than an hour. I've got a window of about an hour where the tide's going to be low enough to get out there and get it before the Milky Way goes below the horizon. After tonight, we'll go out and we'll do some astrophotography. I've got another location lined up that we might go and visit. I'll go and check that out as well. But as far as this tree goes, tonight is my last chance. Literally my last chance. So I'm hoping the sky clears up, and yeah, we'll see how we go. More than happy to support you through this journey. Thank you, Kerry. Thank you. And it's yeah, look, it's just something I want to give back to everyone. I want to have a reason for us to all go and watch the live streams and give you a reason to actually watch me. Now I can hear my dog scratching at the door. Bear with me for a second. I'll just go and check and see what she's doing. In the meantime, why is she scratching? She's probably trying to get Simone. I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to I'll play the intro again because I think it's cool. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, she was scratching. My daughter's at work. She was scratching to get into her room. Ripley, I'll show you. Let's have a look at the dog. Yeah, hopefully no clouds tonight. Like I said, this could be my last chance to get this shot, and this is the shot that I want. So yeah, this could be it. This could be my last chance. Now let me show you something. Can I make that bigger? Oh, I don't want to mess with my stream at the moment. Where'd she go? Ripley, come here. Come here. Come and say hello to everyone. Come on. Up. Here she is. Look. Look. Who's that there? Who's that there? We'll get some photos of Ripley one day. We'll get Ultimate to come out with me. So yeah, she's looking for our daughter who's at work today. Where is she? All right, down you get. Go and find some frogs. Where's the frogs? She loves chasing frogs, and it's almost that time of year where the green tree frogs are back. Okay. Yeah, anyone who's new to the stream, I get distracted easily. That's what I do. I'll make up words occasionally. So yeah, where are we? What are we doing? I think we've probably tested enough. G'day Scotty, how are you? Good morning, and welcome. Yeah, look, I'm going to finish up the stream soon. It was more of a test. I just wanted to test it, just go through some of my photos from last night and explain why they're crap. Pam, she's cute, she is. She's a good dog. She is a good dog. And I'll get some photos of her soon. I'll take her out. I am planning to do a sunset session with her. I want to bring her along to the live streams, but she just gets too excited. And yeah, she tends to jump up on me quite a bit, which I don't want her jumping up on the camera and knocking that over into, because I'm always out on the sand and the mud and the rocks. So I really don't want her jumping up and knocking over the camera. So I'll take her out for a bit of a test run, and see if I can train her like a real dog. Nah, she's pretty good. She's pretty good. Yeah, that image there, that last one with the planes flying through it. So look, I can edit a lot of this quickly. Well, let's get back on track. The foreground I do not like. And like I said, if we're going to be entering, you know, I'm going to be very critical of my own images. And even if I lift up my exposure to try and bring some detail back into this foreground, it's just not enough. It was just too dark. I think I need to go back and do more light painting. I have a plan of taking my light out there with me and leaving it on. I think the light's going to be weak enough that I can leave my light on just to light up my foreground, so I don't have to actually light paint. I can just leave the light on. It should pump out enough light. Just all I need is a little bit. I just need a little bit in that, like even if I bring up my shadows and my blacks. I'm almost tempted. I have to reread the Pano Awards. I'm almost tempted to do multiple exposures because I can still bump up. I was shooting at 15 seconds. I can still bump that up to 30 seconds for my foreground. We could shoot at 30 seconds for the foreground just to get some more foreground detail. And then, you know, do another exposure. So do an exposure blend. That is another option. Again, I'll have to check the Pano Awards that we can do exposure blends, and I'm pretty sure we can. I'm sure you can do exposure blends. I think one of the only rule I remember was that, yeah, no replacing skies, no altering the image. And yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, look, when I look at some of the photos, the top 100 photos, I can almost guarantee that some of them are exposure blended. But yeah, we'll go through them. So yeah, like I said, tonight's my last chance. So today's the planning. Today is, and you know, this is another thing that a lot of people don't see. This is the plan. I've got to plan it. You know, it's one thing to go out there and shoot, and that's kind of why I want to go out on my own. I may take someone with me just to help me with lighting. Oh, yeah, Matt, if you watch this, I'll be in contact soon. Matt was talking about kayaking out to one of the islands tonight, and that's a tempting proposition as well. The island trip, I'm gonna do it, but yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. Off track, back on track. Back to this shot. I've got to plan it for tonight. I've got to hope the sky does what it wants to do. The tide will be a run out tide, which actually might be good because the tide, when I get there, this will be underwater, like once the Milky Way's up. And I'm going to be getting there just as the tide's running out, which will hopefully create some nice wet sand. And that's what I want. Like in here, it's just too dry. The sand's dry. If I move over here to get these reflections, we're shooting towards this light. So this is, you know, this is the angle that I need to shoot at. So essentially what I need to do, the way I want it framed up, and that's my main concern is the way I have it framed up, because eventually I will crop it in. I want that tree in the middle. I want the Milky Way straight directly over the tree. I want everything symmetrical, okay? I'm gonna have to crop those red lights out. So I'm gonna get in as tight as I can to those red lights. Over this side, I'm going to get in just so the Milky Way is kind of even throughout my frame. Yeah, there's lots of things that we kind of need to do. Where's my 2:1 ratio? Let me get my 2:1 ratio. Give me a better idea. It has to be a minimum of 2:1. I can go wider. I can do more panoramic, but it has to be at least 2. So, you know, that's kind of the position I have to shoot from, because I want some trees on that side to balance everything out with this side, if that makes sense. You know, if we straighten that horizon a little bit as well. So that's one thing. As far as framing goes, that's kind of how I need it framed. I want I want something on the left, something on the right to draw us into the middle. If I stand over here to get these reflections, I'm shooting into the light pollution. The tree will then start to cut into these trees in the background. So this is the only spot I can be. For this shot, this is where I need to be. So this is going to be my foreground regardless of, you know, what happens. That's going to be my foreground. I'm hoping that if I get there right as the tide's just getting off, the sand will be wet and give me some reflections. But yeah, I think more importantly, I think we're going to light paint it. I think we're going to light paint the sand. Just not as bright as this. This was, I left the light on while I was setting up the live stream. So yeah, I'm going to light paint the sand. Yeah, but I'm going back. I'm going back, and hopefully, let me get off that one. That's got the planes flying through. And that's another thing I've got to keep an eye out for. Keep an eye out for planes flying through my image. And I didn't miss the comet. I did miss the comet, I should say. If anyone remember, if you were watching the live stream last night, I took a frame. I think it was this one. It was this frame here, and the comet was just here on the left side of the tree. I missed it. If it had have been in this frame, I would have had it. The comet went like right there, and it came down this side of the tree. Oh, I'm sort of glad I did miss it now, because like I said, I'm not going to use these images. The sky's fine, but yeah, the rest of it isn't. Anyway, that might be it. I'm going to wind it up. I don't want to waffle on for too long. Like I said, a bit of a test stream, just to show you the images, give you an idea of what we're going to do. We're going to go through all of my images eventually. Which ones did we do? Torquay wasn't one. That's the one with Pete. Yes, that's the one with Pete, so that is part of it. That was the first one. Which first one? Yeah, look, I've got some images in there. The Urangan Pier morning, that was the one with all the pelicans. We've got some photos that are okay. We've got some that are okay. I don't think they're worthy, but we'll go through them anyway. Yeah, that's the plan. Is eventually I might wait until I've done 5 live streams. I'll do 5 live streams, and then we'll go through the 5 sessions. We'll go through all of our images. I'll critique and tell you how crappy my images actually are. This night was good. Yeah, there's a few shots in here where I didn't notice at the time, but we've got birds flying through in the background. There was quite a few like birds going through. See, I'd like this foreground for my astro shot. I think having that foreground for the astro shot would be nice, but just the light is gonna be the killer. I might even get the tripod down a little bit lower tonight. I don't know yet. Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, look, we did get some nice images the other night, and I haven't done anything to them yet, so we'll get there. We'll go through, we'll edit the images, and that's, yeah, stay tuned for that one. That's going to be the second part of my creating an award-winning shot, is that we're going to edit these live. We're going to pick which ones we want to choose, and we're going to edit them live. So yeah, this one here, this was my favorite image of the night, but it's not a pano. Yeah, look, we can do vertical panos. We can do a vertical pano, but I just don't think that would work. And then all of a sudden the foregrounds just, yeah, don't like it. But yeah, I did. So I'll edit one of the other images to look a bit more like this, and then yeah, we'll go through them all. Yeah, some of the early images are just, yeah, lighting is going to play a big part. And when we go through, I think the first stream I'll do, we'll go through the Pano Awards website. We'll go through the rules, we'll go through some photos, we'll look at the photos, just to give you an idea of how I don't have a chance. But yeah, we'll go through some of the photos and see what the top 100 images actually look like, and yeah, get our hopes absolutely crushed when we see how good all these photos are that we're going up against. But look, got to give it a crack, don't we? We got to give it a crack. So, all right, I'm going to finish up. So thank you everyone who popped in for an early morning stream. Yeah, so big plans going ahead. I'm still going to make videos. I'm still going to do them. They will be quite regular. Let me just get back to those Milky Way ones. We'll finish on one of the Milky Way ones. So yeah, I'll probably go out tomorrow to record my next video. I'm not sure exactly what. I want to do one on focusing. I want to do one on sun stars and bokeh. I've got my little board down here, focusing, wide angle lens. We're going to do an advanced composite. We're going to create a poster, and then yeah, bokeh and sun stars. So they're on my board planned. Yeah, lots of plans. Look, if there's anything you want to see, leave a comment. Leave it in the comments on any of the videos. Message me on Facebook, Instagram, email. If there's anything you want to see, yeah, tell me. Tell me what you want to see. I know Crystal gave me a couple of ideas, which I think I've been slowly working through them. So yeah, give me ideas of what you want to see, and I'll make a video and try and explain it as simply and as effectively as possible. And that's what I want to do. Try and keep things easy, keep things simple. Yeah, and that's what, you know, as simple as we possibly can. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to finish up there. Thank you again. Yeah, hopefully tonight. And look, if I go out tonight, I have to live stream it. So yeah, I've got a bit of planning to do. I've got an idea for the live stream that, look, you're probably not going to see me through half of the live stream. I'm going to have a light on, and it might even just be lighting up the tree just so the stream doesn't completely drop out. I think that's what happened last night. It just saw a black screen and it didn't think we were recording anything, so the stream just, yeah, went. So if I do go out tonight, it will be live streamed. Because that's part of the challenge, is that it has to be captured in a live stream. So I'll plan it a little bit today. I'll get some lighting worked out and we'll have another crack. And then we'll go out and we'll do some astrophotography together, because I have another location that I'm going to look at. And yeah, we'll have another crack at some astro. We've still got another couple of weeks. We've got at least another month that we're still going to get the Milky Way. So yep, stay tuned and we will get back out there soon. All right, I'm going to finish it up there. Thank you again, everyone. Thanks, everyone who popped in. I'll keep an eye out for the live stream message. Yeah, again, it could be a very last minute thing. I'm going to keep an eye on the cloud. If it's cloudy, I'm not going to go. Yeah, it could be a last minute thing. So keep an eye out. I'm planning on getting out there probably at 9 o'clock. I think I'll have to double check the tides. But yeah, I think the tide's going to be too high to get out there before 9 o'clock. And I'm not walking through that water at night time. The amount of stingray lies that are out there, I'm not walking out there if there's even ankle deep water. There's a lot of stingrays. So I need to wait for that low tide, and then I've got a very short window before the Milky Way dips below the horizon. So fingers crossed everything goes well. G'day Birdman, g'day and goodbye. Sorry, I'm just about to finish up. But yeah, look, re-watch it later if you want. I've just sort of gone through last night's images and just sort of explained a little bit about the Pano Awards and showed off Ripley. So yeah, thanks again, and hopefully live tonight. Otherwise, a video will drop again later this week. And yeah, I just got to plan which one I'm going to do, whether I do my focus one. Yeah, I've got a few ideas there, so stay tuned and I will see you all again shortly, hopefully soon. All right, see ya.